Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Sir, it's audible, sir. We can hear from you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Very good morning, people. Welcome, Dr.Harjit Singh, and welcome, Dr. Rengarajan, for this program. Dr.
Thank you.
Harjit, am I audible?
Yes, it's clear.
Dr. Harjit, am I audible to you? Dr. Harjit, can you please respond? Am I audible?
Subramaniam sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are very much audible, Dr. Harjit. You are very much audible.
No one, you are not audible to me.
Okay, you are very much audible to us. Are we audible to you? Are we audible?
Dr. Subbu, ask him to log out and log in again, please.
Yeah.
Just send a message to him saying that.
I'll send a message to him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Is it audible now?
Yes, everything is okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, instead of wasting much of the time, a very good morning to everyone present here. I'm happy to have two wizards in finance and accounting, Dr. Harjit Singh, a senior professor from Symbiosis International University, Noida, one of my good friends, doctorate in finance, did his Master of Finance and Control from Maharishi Dayanand University, MPhil from the same university, and PhD also from the same university, a gold medalist, Master of Finance and Control. Dr. Harjit, for your information, another person, Dr. Rengarajan, he is also MFC, Masters in Finance and Control. On the other side sitting, Dr. Rengarajan comes from Arab Open University, Muscat, Oman, and he is a qualified cost accountant too. And we have both the professors who are senior in finance as a part of celebrating the International Accounting Day. November 10th, every year's International Accounting Day. We thought to invite you like legends in accounting to talk about the contemporary topics in accounting to our students. So in this regard, I would like to welcome you both. For information, Dr. Rengarajan, and for the audience, Dr. Harjit Singh is one of the renowned author of many accounting books. I have traveled along with him for 2 years. Very humble, simple person, an author of many books. I have seen his dedication, commitment, and communication to the extent. Thank you, Dr. Harjit, for joining us. And my students are much privileged to listen to an author of accounting textbooks today. And he has published more books through Galgotia publications in Himalaya and whatnot. All these leading publications are waiting for the book from Dr. Harjit. I myself have witnessed that. So my students are fortunate to listen to Dr. Harjit on the topic forensic accounting today. So 15 minutes, the time is yours, Dr. Harjit. Over to you.
Right.
Dr. Harjit, you can start. You can start.
Right, I'm trying to attach my PPT. Sir, is PPT visible at your end?
PPT is not visible.
Okay. What to do? Like present now, going to present now, and then?
Yeah, we can present, and after that, for 2 minutes, Dr. Rengarajan will present. After that, we can close the session. That's it. Try it one more time for presenting.
Actually, here we use Zoom. So, please tell me what exactly I'm supposed to do. Going to present now, and then a 3 option: edge, window, and entire screen. Can IT people help me out?
Dr. Harjit,
Yes.
Dr. Harjit, you need to keep the presentation open, please. You have to keep the presentation open.
On the background, it is already open.
Yeah. Then when you're clicking present, you might find the presentation also there. Can you see the files on your screen? The presentation is also there.
Window.
Just click on the presentation, then it will automatically open.
It is just showing faces of ours.
No, Dr. Harjit, you have to keep the presentation open, please. Don't minimize it. Keep it. No, keep it open, sir.
Presentation.
Don't minimize it. Don't minimize it. Keep it open. Yeah.
Okay, minimize it.
No, don't minimize. Don't minimize. Keep it open. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and then click present. Can you see the presentation on your screen? The file is there.
No. Present now. Yes, I think.
Yeah.
Please confirm, is it visible at your end, sir?
Yeah, visible, sir. Now it's visible.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So first of all, I would like to congratulate to the organizers for inviting me for being a part of the International Accounting Day. So for the next 15 minutes, I'll be discussing about new aspects of the accounting, forensic accounting. So today, when we talk about forensic accounting, believe me, forensic accounting is the buzzword today. Today, if we talk about conferences, seminar, symposium, in most of the cases, you are going to find that forensic account would be the main theme of that conference. Now, written, what was the use of fingerprints in the 19th century and DNA analysis was to the 20th century. Same forensic accounting will be to the 21st century. So the way it is emerging, getting attention, we believe future is of forensic accounting. So if the management graduate, you are serious, you can think about having handsome career in the field of forensic accounting. Now we need to understand basically where it lies. Look, in this figure, you can understand that we take input from the traditional accounting and finance and criminal justice. So basically, accounting techniques we need to learn, and whatever the forensic models are, on the basis of that, new accounting field has come into existence with the name forensic accounting. Now, when we talk about forensic accounting, basically the thing is what we have seen that like in case of corporate restructuring means like merger, acquisition, right? So basically, we have seen that this becomes a tool to earn money by any stakeholder. So basically, we require forensic accounting so that there should not be any cheating, fraud to any kind of stakeholder. So all these aspects in the coming slides we are going to discuss. But one thing we need to remember, that forensic accounting basically it revolves around fraud prevention, detection, and correction. Now, when we talk about forensic audit, we need to understand that whenever any accounting fraud takes place, so we need to invite to the forensic expert. What they do, they first accept the task, then they check the conflict, they make a team of some internal people, external people. So basically, this is the process of completing the forensic auditing. So they start their initial investigation, and even during the forensic accounting or auditing, you will be surprised to know that leaves of the employees are cancelled. No employee is supposed to take leave during this tenure of 3, 5, or 7 days. So they make their audit plan, evidence, they collect the evidences. The thing is, they are expert in such a way that they need not to go to the books of the accounts, but with the just the trial balance, right? And certain techniques are there, they will come to know actually where the fraud exists. So on the basis of, but the thing is, in the court, they need to produce the evidences also. So analysis of the information gathered, whatever informations are provided, and whatever information they expect from the accountant, from the chartered accountant, they go through all these information, and then they prepare their forensic audit report, and then ultimately they submit it to the regulator. Now, regulatory body may be SEBI, it may be what we can say RBI, it may be bank also. So this way, basically, forensic auditing takes place. So when we talk about forensic accounting, whatever I have mentioned in the past 2 slides, what we do, basically, we use the accounting skills in order to examine financial data to determine whether, for example, crime has been committed, right? So the thing is, when forensic accountant, they have come to your organization, it doesn't mean that they always are going to find some fault. They may prove nothing is wrong in the organization, everything is going smoothly, right? So it doesn't mean that if they have come, they will be finding something, right? So now we need to understand, after this information, we can understand what the forensic accounting is all about. So it is the investigation of an allegation whose evidence is expected to be presented in the judicial forum, right? So in the court of law, we need to present that how this, we need to present entire thing. Who did this? Basically, we need to answer what, where, when, why, how, and who did this. So when we talk about FA, forensic accounting, it is different from the traditional debit or credit accounting. It provides a scientific accounting analysis which help in resolving the disputes that actually arises in the organization from time to time. So basically, you can say it is the post-mortem of the books of accounts. Now, question arises, why we need to understand forensic accounting, or why forensic accounting is getting attention these days? The thing is, due to the involvement of the IT, right? These cases of window dressing of accounts, cases of the accounting frauds are increasing year after year. So to provide financial crimes in court by offering concrete evidences and expert testimony, we require forensic accounting in order to implement measures and recommendation to prevent future fraud and misconduct. Main thing is we are not supposed to just find out, but we need to ensure that we should stop this unethical practice in the days to come. Now, you would like to know who is the forensic accountant. What qualification basically we need to have to become a forensic accounting? And in the last, I'll be telling you what basically average salary we get in this particular field. So if we talk about forensic accountant, so basically he has to discover, he has to find evidences of financial crime. We are not talking about social crime, but the financial crime, accounting crime, right? They would like to analyze. They need to determine what was done and how. So that's why I use the term, it is the post-mortem basically. Why this accounting fraud took place, who all were involved, by which method, right? How much money was involved, how much money transferred from books of accounts to the private account. And ultimately, we need to produce the report so that we should blame, right? We should put blame that A is responsible, B is responsible, and let the judiciary decide what action they would like to take. Like you all are aware about Satyam. So forensic accounting basically became popular in India with the failure of the Satyam IT company. When the owners, the people who were supposed to protect the company, who were supposed to, take care of the company, basically they did the fraud. Now, how do I become a forensic accountant? Now, I am very impressed. Like being a management graduate, if you are impressed that yes, this is a very different area and this is the right time, golden opportunity to be a forensic accountant. So we need to understand an accountant can learn about forensic accounting by attending various seminars, proper courses are there, and ultimately obtaining the certified fraud examiner designation offered by the Association of Certified Fraud Examiner Institutes of India. And then you can become the forensic accountant in private or the public companies. What qualifications, right, we need to have to become the forensic accountant? So these are the basically 8 qualifications, right? All are accepted to be a forensic accountant. CFA, CA, CPA, CMA. So basically this is the basic qualification. And if you hold IFA, CFF, CVA, CFE, you are eligible to become the forensic accountant. And then according to the, nature of the degree, basic degree, you have 3 months, 6 months, right? Courses you need to do. Basically, these are known as bridge up courses. So I come to the conclusion. How does a forensic accountant do? What basically they do? So to conclude, I would like to say that forensic accountant basically their main task is investigation and analysis of the financial evidences. They need to develop computerized applications to assist in analysis and presentation of the financial evidences in the court of law. They need to communicate their findings in the form of reports, right? So they will not be saying that A is responsible, B is responsible. So they need to give the answer of what, where, why, when, and how. 4W, what, where, when, why, and 1H, how it took place. So they assist in all the legal proceedings in case of public and private sector, right? And these techniques, basically they adopt in case of doing the forensic audit in order to complete the forensic audit. So basically it depends on industry to industry. If it is a pharma industry, so trend analysis, ratio analysis, they, forensic accountant, they know this is the right tool to detect the accounting fraud, right? So depending on the multinational company, FMCG company, manufacturing company, service sector, they have different tool, right? Whatever they adopted in manufacturing, obviously it is not going to work in the service sector, right? So it is taught to them which technique basically is suitable in the which circumstance. And in the last, I would like to highlight, we all are interested to know what is the average forensic accountant salary in India. Remember one thing, experience basically is going to decide what would be your average salary. But what we have seen in the manufacturing industry as well as the service industry, 8 lakhs per year, we have seen this is the start. In our Symbiosis University, Pune, we have seen approximately 8 lakhs to 12 lakh normally they give. And the moment you get the exposure, your experience goes up, obviously you will be getting salary accordingly. And there are particular designations also and experience.
Thank you.
I think
Thank
I
you,
was able to do justice with 15 minutes. Time was very short.
I understand.
Right.
Thank you, Dr. Harjit. You are throwing lights on the right areas of forensic accounting foundation. You touched upon everything: conceptual framework, application, where it will be useful, and finally, what kind of degree they can earn, and how they can use this for their career progression. Thank you. I know that you are such a kind of person who can make them understand the subject very quickly. I trust Dr. Rengarajan also would like to share a few words on this presentation. Yes, Dr. Ranga, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Subbu. Yeah, Dr. Harjit, it was a nice presentation. We enjoyed it. And you mentioned clearly about the scope of forensic accounting. Yeah, people have to be specializing in those specialized areas. I mean, instead of just being an accountant, you can try to be, specialized in forensic audit. You can try to be, specialized in forensic accounting techniques, methodologies we are using. So these are very focused areas, specialized areas people can concentrate, and job opportunities for those areas are brighter. We know that, so people will have plenty of job opportunities if they practice, if they develop those kind of skills. And thank you, Doctor. It was a very nice presentation. Thank you so much.
Right, Professor.
Dr. Subbu, your voice is not audible. Keep your mic on, please. Yeah.
Thank you, Harjit, for your wonderful presentation. I will share the slides, whatever you have done today with our students. That is wonderful. Thank you wholeheartedly. In a short span of time, you're able to address and prepare the presentation also. Amidst, I know your busy schedule. As I said, he is a very popular author, Ranga. For information, he has written more books. Right. You can go and search in Google also about Dr. Harjit Singh books on accounting. You'll find a big list. Thank you, Dr. Harjit. Thank you, students. Now it is time to listen to Dr. Rengarajan. He was my classmate. I was so proud to say that I was a classmate of Dr. Rengarajan. He is now with Arab Open University as Professor of Finance and Accounting. He hails from Dindigul. He is a qualified cost accountant, and he is now teaching finance and accounting subjects at Arab Open University, Oman, Muscat, for the past more than 15 years time, I believe. More than 15 years. 15 years. Very good abroad experience, and he is teaching multinational students. So I would request Dr. Rengarajan to address on ESG reporting, Environmental Social Governance Reporting Standards. Thank you, Ranga. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Subbu, for the nice introduction. Thank you so much. I'm very proud that you have become the head of department, RLIMS. And I would say that Dr. Subramanian is one of our my best friends, as well as for you, for students. You have to learn a lot from him. Yeah, so I should not be saying this in front of him, but I'm saying that he is very hardworking and he learns whatever happening in the current market trends. He learns everything and he tries to present the latest things to students. In that area, I'm really very proud that he's taking care of everything happening around, and he's just presenting all these things to you. So please make use of him, and he's very genuine and very reliable and highly knowledgeable person. Thank you. I'll start my presentation now. Look, it is taking time in putting this one. Yeah. Can you see now?
Yes, yes, we are able to see your presentation now.
All right. So can you hear me? My voice is audible?
Your voice is clear and slides are visible.
Right. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, Dr. Subbu, for inviting me to speak about ESG reporting. We all know, being management graduates, you must be knowing that accountants are basically responsible for preparing reports and reporting financial performance to the stakeholders. Right. So organizations are working, companies are working ultimately to earn money, to make profits. And whatever activities, whatever transactions they have done over the year in 1 year period, all these transactions are compiled, and accountants are taking the responsibility of presenting the real and true profit earned by the company. One thing we are stressing here is that companies will have to be highly responsible, because they must not be presenting, as Dr. Harjit said before, that forensic accounting is very much needed, because some companies are trying to window dress. Some companies are trying to show that they are making so much amount of profit, but in fact, in reality, that is not there. Yeah. So the one thing that you have to understand, that accountants are ultimately trying to show that companies are making huge amount of profit, but really, in practice, that is not really happening. So what is happening now? We are trying to, of course, project companies as if they're doing really good. But in real terms, they're not doing that fine. So forensic accounting is very much needed to prepare reports which are really reflecting the reality happening in the company. Yes, that's what companies are trying to have it. Now, we are reporting about profits. Yeah, companies have made profits last year. Companies have got this much of assets they have, this much of liabilities they're having. Equity value is so strong. We are trying to show these in statements. But organizations, companies are part of society, part of an economic, environment factors as well. So you are working for companies are working for making profits. Yes, true. Companies are working for making innovations, having innovations in their products. And they have to be innovative. They need to try something new to attract customers, to earn more and more profit. Yeah, that is definitely there. But that is not giving you a privilege of exploiting resources, correct? You have to have profit. Yes, you need to show profit. Companies have to be getting profits in order to maintain their status. They have to keep the market price alive. They must be providing shareholders wealth. They do have all these kind of objectives, goals. But at the same time, you are making use of resources which are common, which are used by many people. So you don't have the right to exploit. You don't have the right to spoil those resources. So organizations will have to be socially responsible, and they should also be taking care of other important aspects as well. So they should be taking care of how are they, catering to needs of other stakeholders. Companies have shareholders. Yes, they are the owners. Definitely, we know that. But they need to take care of the interest of other stakeholders. Employees are there. Bankers are there. Suppliers are there. Government is there. Reporting agencies are there. So you need to take care of the interest of these stakeholders as well. So the reporting is getting expanded now. The scope of reporting is now getting expanded, that it is not reporting only financial aspects, the profit, loss, assets you have. It is not only reporting that is important. Rather, you need to think about how are you socially responsible company, how you can become a socially responsible company, and how you are protecting the natural environmental resources as well. So now every organization now seriously thinking about moving from shareholders' wealth maximization to providing maximum benefits to stakeholders. I mean, company must not be simply focusing on providing profit, giving more dividends, and having market price at higher level. Those are not only objectives organization must be talking about. So they should also be thinking, well, how can we provide benefits to society? How can you, make society livable? People can live very happily, of course, in the society. So those kind of aspects must also be taken care by the companies. So now, international accounting standards are coming up. Well, how they have to report that how these activities of companies, how their business activities are creating impact on society, creating impact on environmental factors, creating impact on social factors. So these are the aspects to be reported. So there comes the need for ESG. Is it moving? Presentations are moving, Dr. Subbu. Can you see? Yeah, moving. Okay. So now we talk about sustainability. The companies have to be sustainable. In the meaning, what I'm trying to say is that, I mean, you are not only responsible for profit maximization. You are not only responsible for taking care of the interest of shareholders only. Now, organizations having money, getting money from shareholders, yes, your equity is coming from them, but taking care of the interest of only that group is the core objective now? No. We should not be thinking from that objective only. Now, organizations must be taking care of course, the protecting the interest of everyone who is having some interest in that company. So you could be a buyer, you could be a supplier, you could be a banker, you could be, of course, anyone. You are having some kind of interest with that company, then your interest must be very well taken care. What I'm looking for, well, that should be, the company must be providing that one to me. Yeah, so that's what organized companies are looking for now. So now the reporting mechanism is completely getting changed now. Now we used to see financial statements prepared by companies. Now reports normally will have 3 statements. You will normally say income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. But now organizations are preparing ESG report, environmental, social, and governance report as well. So in those reports, they are mentioning how these companies are contributing, how these companies are helping society to make society a livable. How are they taking care of the interest of other stakeholders, employees, bankers, and customers, buyers, complaints, whoever is giving complaints. So all those interests are very well taken care. So we define sustainability like this. You are using resources, yes, of course, but you are not supposed to exploit. You are not supposed to, of course, use resources only for protecting the interest of the shareholders. So we are trying to define like this. Now, companies are having objectives, goals. They need to have maximum profit. They have to have maximum revenue. They have to maximize the wealth of shareholders. Yes, but at the same time, they should not be creating a society which is not livable. I mean, they're not supposed to create, of course, they're not supposed to exploit resources. I mean, we are using resources, but if we are using to the maximum extent and the same resource is not available for others to use in the future. Now, if a land is exploited or a water resource is exploited, energy is exploited, now these kind of resources are not going to be available for other generations to come. And what kind of impact are you creating? What kind of impact companies are creating in society? I mean, you are making your society not livable. You are making your economic, environmental forces which are really bad. People cannot live in those society. So organizations, companies will have to be responsible, and they must be taking care of the interest of other stakeholders as well. So there arises sustainability accounting, that we are preparing reports that will ensure, that will show that companies are socially responsible companies. Companies are taking steps in estimating, in projecting the values which are taking care of the impact the companies are creating in environmental forces. So that kind of reporting is very much needed. So when we say ESG, say environmental, social, and governance. Now here, why these reports are getting popularity? Because investors, customers are looking for companies who are socially responsible. Investors are looking for companies who can really contribute well for the society, right? So we're not talking about only CSR activities. The companies are doing some CSR, corporate social responsibility activity, they are doing it. But we need to have a reporting mechanism. Companies must be having reporting framework, and using that they can show up that they are doing some activities which are really not causing damage to society, which are not distracting natural resources, which are not, of course, creating a permanent damage to these resources. You need to have that kind of responsibility. So you must be having some kind of report with you, and that should be reflecting your initiatives, the amount of money you have spent on these activities. Very much required. So now investors are looking for those kind of companies. And when they want to have money, when companies would like to have money from people, from investors, now, if companies are socially responsible, if companies are taking care of interests of everyone, and these companies are preferred by investors more, because some companies are focusing only on shareholders' wealth, but some companies are taking care of the interests of everyone. So these organizations will be demanded, will be preferred by investors. So if those organizations would like to mobilize money, would like to have access to capital market securities, then they can easily have it, because these companies are highly responsible and taking care of the interests of everyone. So ESG is playing a major role for every organization, because it is benefiting them, as well as it is also, it is also ensuring that their business activities are not causing a permanent damage to society. Right, when we talk about ESG, because why are we talking about why these are gaining importance? Because organizations can have access to finance easily, number one. Similarly, you are using resources. Organizations are using resources now, energy, water, air, we are using them. But these resources, you are using it for your benefit only, or for providing benefit only to shareholders. So that has to be taken care. So you must be preparing report in a way that your activities, your business processes are not just giving benefits to one group of people. It is rather giving benefits to many people. We can say all stakeholders are getting benefit because of the initiatives that you are doing. So those initiatives with data must be reported by companies. We call that kind of reporting is environmental, social, governance reporting. So let's see what are those factors. When you see here, now organizations are trying to report about these things. You can see that how are you creating impact on climate? How are you creating impact on water pollution? How are you efficient in energy consumption? How are you creating impact on the air? So these kind of environmental activities that you are doing. You see, organizations are required to have a waste management system. They need to invest money on so many things which are really taking care of the waste disposals, right? So they have to be, they must be doing, even though these investments are not really getting benefit for them, of course, immediately, but in the long run, they're going to enjoy the benefits out of these kind of investments. So you need to have, of course, you must be having some kind of responsibility over managing these resources effectively, efficiently, so that you are not exploiting them, you are making society livable, others can also enjoy the same amount of benefit what you are getting. Similarly, social, you are dealing with people, you are dealing with customer, you are dealing with banker, you are dealing with other people. So you need to be responsible for them as well, right? Profit you are sharing with shareholders. What do you share with employees? What do you share with your bankers? What do you share with your suppliers? So you need to show up that your initiatives, your activities that you are having to have good relation with suppliers, to maintain good contacts with employees. So what are you doing? You see, now in accounting, we are valuing all kind of resources. We value material, we value inventory, we value assets, we value liabilities, but we don't value human resources. Now, we are only simply considering as a labor cost. We are considering the human resource. The knowledge people have is considered as the labor cost. We are simply recording as an expense. But is that only an expense for a company? The labor we are having, the manpower we are having, the knowledge we are going to have from them, the innovation happening out of knowledge is only an expense for us. So you may have to think about having an accounting system which will incorporate, which will take care of the value of contributions of these human resources giving to us. Nations develop because of human power, right? Companies make more and more profit because of the intelligence people have. Companies are having very good knowledge base, innovations are happening, and we are simply treating them as an expense, labor cost, we are simply writing off, that's it. So you need to have a kind of accounting mechanism wherein you can represent, you can show that the contributions of these social factors, human beings are contributing, innovations are happening, but how are we recording them in accounting? We simply record them as a capital expenditure, or it can be revenue expense. That's it. You are treating in either way. That's it. Yeah, it's an expense for some time, or it's going to be a capital asset sometime. In that way, only we are treating. So you may have to show that how are you giving importance for your social factors. The third thing is that governance. Organizations they have to take care of so many other aspects. As Dr. Harjit rightly said, now accounting, you have to reflect. I mean, accountants will have to show the real, that whatever happened, the company must be shown up, right? Must be shown up. You must not be simply showing some items, expenses, revenue, which are not really there. But just you want to show the companies are making profit, you are just, you are reporting something which is not really there. So those kind of governance, ethics, we can say, ethical practices are very much, accountants have to be highly ethical. So organizations will have to have a policy, will have to have a procedure, and which are taking care of these aspects. Well, in no way, I mean, even you are reporting a small item, which is not going to be creating big impact. But even that is taken care of very well. As per accounting standards, we are reporting, we are showing that it is very minor item. It is not giving a big impact. The profit will not get changed because of that. But still, you are taking care of those small items. I mean, you are following ethical practices. You would like to have board members in a company who are having rich experience. You are not having, kind of partiality. You would like to have only male members. We don't want to have female members. No, that kind of partiality we don't want to have. We follow, all guidelines which are given, and we try to ensure that everybody's well-being is taken care of. So that's governance part of it. So organizations not only have to report about profit loss made by them, and they have to have some kind of responsibility over these factors as well. ESG reporting is gaining, of course, tremendous importance these days because companies are part of economy and part of course, society, and they have to be responsible for all these activities as well. Well, I'm taking so much of my time. I just tell you what are the advantages here. When you are having ESG reporting, what benefits you will get? I mean, companies are able to build up strong reputation. You are going to have good name. You are going to have good reputation. Your value of goodwill tremendously increases because of your reporting mechanism, because you are taking care of the interests of everyone. You are not only focusing on shareholders' wealth. You are focusing on the interests of everyone, employees, bankers, and everybody's interest is well taken care. So the value of goodwill that you are going to have is going to be going up if you are having these kind of reporting practices. And you become more responsible. Of course, when you are reporting, you see, when you are reporting about your activities, when you're reporting about your business processes, then you need to show that what are you doing to take care of the interests of these people. Stakeholders' interests you have to protect. Well, how are you protecting? What are you doing to protect the interests of these stakeholders? Yeah, so you are becoming more and more responsible when we start reporting the activities what companies do, yeah, to protect the interests of stakeholders. So you are becoming more responsible. Now, those companies will definitely be able to maximize sales, will be able to attract customers, will be able to have money whenever they want. So all these advantages will automatically flow, will automatically come to you because you are becoming so responsible company. And you are able to maintain good relation with stakeholders, naturally, yes. And you have access to all kind of financing options. You want to have shares, you want to have bonds, you want to have any specific kind of loan facility. All these benefits you are going to enjoy because companies are regarded as the best company because they are protecting the interests of everyone. So you are also able to maximize your capacity. You can become very big company. You can minimize the costs as well. So these are some of the advantages companies are going to enjoy if they are going to have a mechanism wherein they report their activities on, activities they do, which will protect the environment, which will protect the social factor, and they take care of the governance factors as well. So if they do that, companies are going to have plenty of advantages. Now, but of course, ESG reporting is not that easy because organization will have many challenges here because the most important thing that they may have to look into is that you need to have a perfect data management system because you have only accounting system you are having, which is not enough for you to present, of course, report about your other activities, right? So social activities, environmental protection activities, these activities, when you want to report, you need to have a specialized accounting system or data management system. So that is most important thing. You may have to invest huge amount of money for having that kind of system. So you may have to concentrate on the data that you may have to keep and that you have to present it. The first one. Secondly, as of now, we don't have any framework. We're not having any kind of standard which are prescribing what companies have to do in reporting these aspects. But we are still in the process of developing them. Shortly, you'll be getting plenty of reports and standards, so we can definitely report our activities in those formats framework. And then again, we may have to make a decision what to be reported and what not to be. What is material, or what is significant and what is not significant. So that we have designed very carefully. So what must be reported, what must not be reported. So we have to have a decision on this. Maybe companies, by having experience, they'll be able to decide that what to be reported and what not to be reported. But though you have plenty of challenges, but still reporting these factors is very vital for every organization. ESG is gaining tremendous importance and it's a big scope for accountants. We want to become an accountant and try to focus on ESG reporting practices as well. Thank you. If you have any question, let me know, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Ranga, for your wonderful insights. I believe we were able to appreciate your deep insight, knowledge on this subject. I trust it will be an eye-opener. Though none of the students sitting over here in the first year or second year may not know about what is ESG, this session might be an eye-opener for many. So that is what mine is. Only during next semester, during the fourth semester, we have introduced the course for the second year students. Ethics and ESG reporting has been made a core compulsory course. As on date, there is any exposure. The first year students will be taking up this particular topic at the fag end of their semester, might be end of November this month. I'll be talking about this. But definitely your session might be an eye-opener for them because without knowing about what is ESG, you have touched upon all the important cornerstones of ESG reporting, right? So they'll not be qualified to ask any questions to you on this topic now. As of now, that is what that is all about.
No problem.
But wonderful presentation, Ranga, as usual. I know about
Thank you so much.
You touched upon everything, and that was a very powerful presentation. And the way of presentation, it is a learning for my students how to present. And the presentation
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The choice of vocabulary, the kind of passages wherever you have, that was a quite good learning. So thank you for accepting our invitation in a short notice.
Thank you very much. Anytime.
I've learned a lot. Anyhow, I'll connect with you in another session with this.
Sure.
At this point, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the students. Arab Open University, Muscat is organizing a seminar, a conference, an international conference. I would express all the students to participate in it. Ranga, I would request you to give an invitation to all the students and faculty members.
No problem. Definitely, I will do that.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, right now I'll do it. Okay. Good morning. As Dr. Subbu rightly said, we are organizing a seminar. I mean, not seminar exactly. It's a conference, one-day conference on sustainability, economic growth, Especially we are giving more focus on Oman, but it doesn't mean that we have to restrict our papers only to about Oman. You can also write about India. You can write about other countries as well. And the papers, if you can write on economic growth, well, how economic forces are contributing to improve GDP of a country. If you can write about these things and you can please submit it, and we can publish it, you will be invited for online, or even you can come to Oman to present here. So you are most welcome. All of you are cordially invited. Please write and please participate. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Renga, for addressing our students. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Wholeheartedly, our Institute of Management Studies.
Do they have any questions to ask? Do they have some questions to ask, please?
That's what I said. It is very new subject to them. They will not be able to ask any question. It's an eye-opener for them.
Something general also in accounting, if they want to ask, because we would like to have students' participation. If they want to have something in accounting, yes.
Anybody can ask question.
I would like to have at least one question. Let's see. If you are not asking, I will be asking you, right? the other way, right? If you are not asking us, then we will be asking questions to you. But to avoid, you please ask. All right, nothing, no questions. Okay, thank you, Dr. Subbu. We can wind up.
Thank you, Dr. Renga, for your wonderful presentation. Thank you, Singh. Thank you, Renga, for your presentation. And thank you all the participants for attending this session. Thanks a lot. We'll connect in another session. Thank you, Renga.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.
As you embark on a new journey in your life, engulf you. As a new world of opportunities open up to you, you see your life spread before you like a blank canvas, waiting for you to paint it beautiful with your skills, talent, and hard work. Welcome to Rlims, your gateway to your dreams, where your knowledge is built, where your spirit is kindled, where your talent is staged. Rlims, where your life is built upon your dreams.